Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Gospel here, and today I'm starting a series where I break down PvP fights that I either spectated or I was in. And the reason I'm doing this is to help players who are new, or maybe even players I play with, or maybe even players I play against, to help them develop like the ability to shot call, because good gear is cool and all that, but if you don't have a good shot caller, you will lose to lesser geared players when it comes to group PvP. So that's the whole purpose of this video series, is to break these down and just give more perspective and educate players on how to do this, because there's things to be aware of, things to know. You're going to hear Discord chatter, and don't worry if you play with me. If there's anything embarrassing you said, I'll definitely try to cut that out. So don't worry about it. Yeah, so I'm just going to play the video. I'm going to, let it play out. And as it's going, I'm going to interrupt and say, and like talk about what happened and replay and all that good stuff. So let's get started here. Oh, right off the bat, since we're getting started, right off the bat, you can see me that I've got these chat bubbles going. It says rebels are just as bad as AF Kafirs, down with rebels, down with AF Kafirs. Now, normally I don't spam this much in PvP, but I tried something new today, and that new thing was to basically help organize my group as to where I am. So SWG doesn't have like what do they call it in like World of Warcraft? They have like war raid indicators or something like that, where you can put a symbol above someone's head so that you can always see where they're at. They don't have that in this game. So I decided that if I have a macro that I can spam, it's a button. It's not a repeating thing. It's a button I'm pressing on my keyboard that I've got bound. That they can see my chat bubbles, and then they can move towards that. And from what I understand, I asked everyone afterwards, after the fight was over, if it was helpful, and they did say that it was very helpful, because when you're looking around and you see nothing but, you can just look here and you see nothing but green blur of names, it's very hard to pick apart where people are. And the shot caller's in the position you need to be, then it's easier to look on your screen, see giant text, and run that way. So anyways, I'm going to start the video here. Oh, actually, let me explain the situation. The situation is, we went to Polyandrium on Tatooine, and rebels have bases now. Now I'm playing the Imperial side, so that's fine. They've got their rebels. They're playing the rebel side. They've got 3 rebel bases in this city, and the whole goal we had was to fight them, but not fight them at rebel bases, because the rebel bases have turrets, and then if we take care of the turrets, sometimes, I'm not sure if they fix this or not, but you can also aggro NPCs, and those NPCs are not to be taken lightly, and neither are those turrets. So we don't want to fight them where they have turrets, and we're not looking to take the bases. So we don't want turrets, and we don't want NPCs, so we're trying to get them away from the base. That was our goal, and if you're on the other side, you already realize that was our goal, and it's cool, but I'm just explaining this for people who may not participate in PvP. All right, I think I've set the setting. It's a player city. We use line of sight and stuff, so I'm just going to play it out, and I'll pause where I think is interesting points.
AT, because Avenil's standing in the cantina. Just be aware of that.
Just be aware that Leos is here as well, so...
What's Leos?
Is he out on the field?
Combat medic, their best one.
Is he on the field?
He's on the house.
Yeah.
Cadmus just logged in.
Yeah, so you'll hear me, because I haven't played. I've still got my knowledge of SWG down. Like, I understand the game. I haven't played against all these newer players, so sometimes you'll hear me asking like, who's this, who's that, what do they do, what are they doing, and just to get an idea of what their team composition is, because there's a lot of unfamiliar faces to me on the PvP scene, since I took such a large break from Basilisk.
Yeah, I see Cadmo's not due.
They have a DPS.
Should we push now, since they don't have the full numbers
I
yet?
feel like if
Yeah,
we
got
push, they
20
might.
minutes on these buffs. Resist buff.
All right.
Yeah, we should take out Ava Toxic first. Let's go. We're pushing, it looks like.
Yep. Push
Nice
on.
big open area.
Oh, they're setting up. Yeah. Come to the right. Come to the right. Come to the right. Come to the right. On me. Come Come to the right. Come to the right. Yeah, they're trying to set up a strafe wall like prone or something. I don't know. It looks weird. So I've noticed that the rebels are buying dots to health, and they also have been using a lot of strafe in past battles. So my understanding was that potentially, I'm not saying they are doing this, but it was potential that if we're in the open field and we just straight approach them with no LOS, that they would just set a strafe wall and just strafe us all down, and we'll take tons of damage and maybe lose a couple players, if not some healers. Strafe, obviously the Master Rifleman skill, and it's a big cone, big damage AoE, so we wanted to avoid that, so I had them all go into the housing for LOS, so that way we get to stay clumped and also approach them. All right, we're going to push on Ava Toxic. Yeah, it looks like they're falling back to the base.
They're back at the base already.
Don't follow them past these houses. Zarama?
Okay.
He's backing up. Zarama.
KD on the Nashta. KD
Switch to Nashta. Switch to Nashta. Hard switch to Nashta. Nashta.
Nashta down on it.
Keep on Nashta. Don't chase. Back it up. Someone needs healing. There's people that need healing. Do we have any AoE CMs for heals? Because they're strafing. They're pretty dedicated to the strafe wall. Come back. Variac, pull back, Variac. Get behind this large house. Or I guess this might be a medium. Everybody on me. So it's important when you're shot calling to understand where you might have stragglers at, because you don't want to lose anybody unsuspectingly. I've had that happen before, and sometimes people need to hear their name called out to really wake up to what's going on. It is in my opinion, I have ADHD, so maybe this is not the case for everyone, but in my opinion, it really is easy to get lost in what's happening in SWG, especially in massive PvP like this. And so I'll look not only for targets to pick, but I'll also keep an eye out for any stragglers we might have, so that I can call them in and say, hey, you need to get over here, I'm not being rude or anything. It's just, sometimes it happens to players and it's fine. Not a big deal. Also important that when you are calling for people to come back, you kind of give them a little bit of a place to go. If you're not saying yourself, I called this house, I think it might be a medium house or a large. I'm not an architect, and I don't have any houses laid down currently. So I called and said, hey, let's all get behind this house. We don't want to leave like a split here where they might divide us if they get behind the small house and we're over here on the larger house here. So I call everybody behind this house, and people follow orders. It was great. Back up on me. And obviously, I did the right chat bubbles as well, so they can see where I'm at. On me. Yeah, Codename, come over to me. We're gonna pull back. All right, pull back. We're just gonna go down this lane that I'm in here. Just pull back, because I don't wanna fight anywhere near those bases. That sounds like a bad idea.
We're gonna need a runway if we want to kill them. So we're gonna need a lot of room between us and that base.
Yeah.
I want to get them across this field right here. If we could get them to the other side of this, I think we could get some picks.
Yeah,
I would to this other set.
Yeah, just pull back.
Let's how about this? Let's wait for Leos to come out of that fucking room there, and that'll push them over to cover him upon his exit.
That's true.
That's true. They'll have to come out to cover.
Yeah, this is actually a good idea. I like this idea. So it's important that, if you're a shot caller, you do take input from your teammates. It would be unfortunate if my teammates had no input to make. To give. This was a good call by one of the people on my team saying we should get in front of this house. It's called Sad Face. You can see here. They have someone named Fish Leos II, I think his name is, and he's a good CM. And if we sit there, what it forces them to do is either it forces them to leave the base so they can pressure us, at least try to pressure us off the house so that Fish Leos can come out and fight. instead of us just skimping them immediately. Or they have to send healers, a healer Jedi, to keep Fish Leos alive as he runs towards his team at the Rebel base. I think, in my opinion, it was a good idea for them to try to pressure us off than for them to try to get a couple healers to keep Fish Leo so he can, like, you know, make this hell run to the Rebel base.
Isn't there too? Come on out, guys.
They've got Cadmos in there as well, though.
It's just to get them to
This is a
come
good
over
place to
to
hold.
Make
Looks
sure
like
your
it's
shit's
kind of
about.
working.
Let me pause here and jump a little bit. Run towards this group and
I'm pikeman, so I can if you guys want. Otherwise, I don't care.
porch. So I jumped forward a little bit here. Yo, guys,
Range knockdown
pull
to
back
cover.
on the other side of this porch. Pull back on the other side of this porch. So we were not in
It's
line
where
of
the
sight
chat's
and getting
standing.
strayed. Yeah. Come on the side of this house here. So hopefully you guys can see this who are watching on YouTube. There's red dots over here. This is the rebels. I made the call to sit on the opposite side of the house from them. That way they have to really get in our face to really pressure us. But I'm realizing something as this is all happening. So we'll just you'll be able to see what happens here next. Because it looks like they might. It looks, honestly, I honestly believe they want to get kills to health. They want to do straight fours. We have, who's our CMs? Jez?
Jess.
Just Jez?
Jess and Puppy's Puppy.
You
is,
guys have
that's it.
AoE heal stims?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, just make sure to have those ready to go. Normally, they're not normally needed, but these guys, they're switching up their tactics. They want to get kills to health in action. That's what they want. They want to strafe people down and dot people up to health and just fucking ruin people. So,
The
that's
base
that's
turrets
your
are gonna
strat.
fucking help them too.
Yeah. That's also
Isaiah,
true.
put your AFK tag up, Isaiah.
Yeah,
The bounty
bounty
is
hunter.
here.
We got a BH here? Oh, fuck. So one of the problems is in group PvP, and this is why I kind of hate... I mean, I kind of like TEFs and like BH TEFs, and I don't like BH TEFs at the same time, is there's a guy here who showed up to Bounty Hunt Ozaya. Now, Ozaya is our best healer, as far as I'm concerned. Probably best healer on the server. I'll just go ahead and say it. She's the best healer best Jedi healer on the server. And he can potentially take her out of the fight. And there's nothing we can do about that. That's pressure applied to us that we can do absolutely nothing about. So this is a problem of the design of SWG. I think, personally, I would like to see BH TEFs come back, but there's nothing I can do about it. And sometimes the sides agree to not BH. Sometimes they don't agree. So whatever you can do to get an edge sometimes, and it's not an abuse of game mechanics. It's not like an exploit or anything. Just something sometimes both sides do it. So I'm just going to say that there's no one who's like more guilty than the other. Not trying to throw mud or anything, but it is a situation that pops up and you should be aware of.
Now they're playing dirty tonight.
You know, Nath cried to me for months for BH and doing PvP and this double standard.
Who did?
I mean, Sappy.
Hey guys.
Here they come.
Focus up. Come to the right. We're gonna get in between them and the bases. They'll have to run through us to get to the bases. Come to the right. Come to the
Nice,
right.
nice. Let's put them.
This is a bad move on their part. Now they have to run through us to get to the
Look,
fucking
look,
bases.
they see it too. They see what we're doing.
They're falling back to you. Well, we.
Yeah, they see. They're trying to get back to the base.
Yeah. That's what it is.
On target.
Have your target
Who's
ready.
this last? Ava Toxic?
Ava Toxic's in the back. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna get to the base. Fuck.
Damn it.
Yeah, we didn't cut it hard enough.
We can get just enough people.
Well.
Oh my gosh, he's
No,
taking
don't
damage.
follow past these houses.
Yeah,
I
don't
wouldn't
follow. Yeah, don't
past
follow.
them.
Back up. All right, return back to the houses there. If they follow, just pick people off, but don't
One of
chase.
them's on a speeder right now.
Cure
It might be
fires.
Leo's.
Cure fires, cure fires. Oh shit, it might be Leo's. We
Try
might
to
have...
target the speeder, see if I can see who it is.
Who's in the back there getting fucked up? Yo, turn back on these guys. Yo, turn back on these guys and strafe everybody down.
Variac.
Ava Toxic.
Variac.
Ava
Very
Toxic.
time.
Yeah, save Variac and strafe these guys down. So, what ended up happening is, we can go back a little bit. You can see on the group bar here, Variac is dying pretty good, right? They tunneled Variac. Now, it is the healer's job to keep Variac alive, and the proper thing to do when they're targeting one of your own, if you can handle it, they're not pressuring the whole group. So we don't need like everyone curing fires and diseases. We have the opportunity to go full DPS on them. So I make the call. I say, let's just pressure them. Let's just take them out, strafe them all down. And that way, by pressuring them, you're letting up pressure on your own group. And it's who can out pressure who. And when you go on defense, you're kind of when your team is on defense trying to heal up and cure all the time, that's when you're in a bad position. Now Variac was in a bad spot. He was straggling, and that's okay. But you can turn these bad situations into good ones. So you just got to be mindful of it, watch for it, not panic when people start to die, and make the correct decision to DPS if your group is in the position for it. And then in this one, it was a perfect position for us to just keep applying pressure to them. Yeah, save Variac and strafe these guys down.
Toxic's
Zelda?
taking heavy damage.
Ava Toxic, he's
Taking
running
heavy
around. They're
damage.
running back around. Nastra. Headshot Nastra. Nastra.
Big KD out here.
They're all trying to heal. Don't chase. Back up. Back up. On chat bubbles. No, just back up. We're in a bad spot.
Drama's in our group.
Zarama is in our group. He's gonna run back though. He can't be that dumb. All right, let's back up. We don't want to fight here because it's like they're just gonna keep running to bases and turrets and shit. Fuck that. On me, on White Knight, We're gonna run back. We're gonna run across this valley again. Actually, we're gonna run to that guild hall that's a little bit to the east here.
Admiral's is still in the buff house, by the way.
Is he?
He's FR3 though. He'll get out of there, no problem.
Yeah. We're gonna run it back to this guild hall over here.
Check your foods, guys.
It's important, like I said, we were running back to the guild hall, right? It's important to give them like a destination as to where they're supposed to go. Gotta keep saying that. Because there's like, there was a fight that we had a couple nights ago, and one of the errors that happened is we called back to a guild hall, and the problem with that was we were in Mos Eisley, and there's multiple of these like NPC guild halls that players don't have access to place in their own cities, and so we were saying go back to the guild hall. Well, there was two different guild halls, so our group got split. Rebels pushed in between us and just destroyed our entire team. Like I mean, not everyone died. I survived. I managed to get away, but we lost the fight, and that's what happened there. So
Yeah, everyone make sure your food's just staying up. It's going to be a
Back
long one.
online.
and this is something my group is really good about. Multiple people were always saying, make sure your foods are good. Make sure your foods are good. These fights can be long. They can be drawn out. They can be 30, 40 minutes, an hour sometimes. And so you make sure you want to take your citrus snow cake and your piccata pie. And then any other foods like brandy or spiced tea or whatever your food rotation is, you want to make sure that that's good to go. And, you're not playing like subpar and you end up dying because of it. I'm really impressed with my group. It was a very tight-knit group, and that's what you really want. You don't want like a whole lot of people straggling off or just being one-offs unless they're ordered to do so. But this is really good. I was really happy with this. Like, this is like beautiful. Like everyone was just sticking together and it felt like a well-oiled machine. And that's the kind of feel you want as a shot caller, that everyone is working together and moving. Like you want to be like a blob, right? Imagine there's like a blob, and if you look like you could make a pretty nice, decent, funky looking circle around it, right? If you were to just draw on this and you just maybe make like an oval shape or something, that's good. But if you're to encompass everybody, if you're having to go like, okay, well, I got to draw it out here and then a line over here and then bring it back over here and all this other stuff, or just a big old circle in the like middle of your mini map, that's not good. That's not what you want. You want to feel it's like a little blob where people are just moving in and out, like some kind of World of Warcraft monster or something, right? So far, this is pretty fun. I think they're stressed out a little bit. They don't seem to be.
Well, they
enjoying
just
it.
remember, they literally just got wiped by us like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, they're playing. They have
now.
some fear. They have some fear. Is there anyone in this other house that's like that might come out? Like, or are these just Jedi just randomly standing
Only
out
Av and Nail, and they're a DPS Jedi, so probably not.
there? Okay, are they Master Enhancer?
I don't think so. They're FR2 Master Lightsaber, like typical DPS Jedi.
Cadmos came out.
Yeah, Cadmos
That's
is out there.
fine. He's gonna get away no matter what
Is
we
Cadmos
do.
DPS Jedi?
He's
He's
an
a
FR3 healer.
FR3
FR3
healer.
healer.
Wow, based.
I call it the I'm scared build.
The I'm scared build, yeah, dude. How often does he
What?
go down? Probably not often.
He's
Yeah.
like one of their best healers.
Yeah.
With a flamethrower there.
Pull out trash pets, guys, if you got 'em.
Yeah, just keep making sure foods are up. Man, these guys really don't want to pull off their bases. So I think there's like 2 or 3 calls to pull out like trash pets. I've seen people do this a lot in like the past few years of PvP on Basilisk. It feels weird to say past few years, like I'm a college professor saying, well, society has changed in the past few years. But no, like in PvP, people pull out trash pets. I'm not sure if it actually serves a purpose, or if it's just a tradition at this point. Imperials will sometimes make the call to pull out ATSTs, and ATSTs do kind of do stuff. But since the enemy team, and I really feel like they were aiming for this, is doing like a strafe wall, ATSTs will die like this to those rifles that they have. So not the most effective thing anymore. Sad.
What they
Very
said.
sad.
Anza said that his resists are starting to run out.
That's fine.
Tell him mine.
fault is
Tell
that?
him
They should've
mine.
gotten
Tell him mine too, dude.
I
Yeah,
tell him ours too. This will just be a no resist fight then, bub.
that's what I said. I said ours are running out too.
Yeah, sometimes there's banter between the sides, or just like communication, just to see, like, both sides want to fight technically. So sometimes not, but both sides want to fight, and they'll be like, hey, our resists are running out, yada yada yada, just back and forth chat between usually the shot callers between the groups.
So
But if it's
just
straightforward, the CMs aren't gonna be chucking poisons anyway.
They're probably waiting for ours to go out, and then they're just gonna resist buff in there.
Yeah,
Anza said,
They have a doctor over there.
That's actually entirely possible. Yeah, so because they have bases, they can throw an overt doctor and an overt entertainer in those bases and buff up like mid PvP. Whereas we don't have that luxury, we can't do that, so we have to factor that in when we're actually playing. It's not like it's not like a conspiracy theory. It's actually entirely possible that they're doing that. Not saying they were doing that. Could have been. Maybe they should have. I don't know. But I'm just saying that is a possible thing, and something you should account for when you're playing around bases. That the people who have the bases, unless they're severely outnumbered, have a huge advantage.
Anza said, we just got raped in the open field, so I think you have the edge, lol.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip around here until there's more fights. Okay, so we made the call here to leave the
wanna bounce
city.
out from here.
Bike
Yeah,
up,
bouncing out.
guys. Back up.
We can back up, bounce out, whatever.
We can go to Serenity and shuttle if we want, but I bet we could shuttle here if we do it. Let's see what the time is, how long we have. How long on shuttle?
This could be a bait too if they
Yeah,
see
they're
it
coming in now.
running out.
So one of the things is you can bait, like if people really want PvP and they want to hug the bases, you know, they'll just stay in the bases. But if they really want a PvP and they see you're trying to leave, they'll come out. Be like, okay, well, they're not going to play our way, so we'll just do it their way. I mean, I guess our way is kind of like a more neutral way, right? Because we don't have bases. So we're baiting them out with shuttle tickets. We're like making the showing that we're going to the shuttle and that we might leave because we're not going to fight at bases. It's just an instant loss it's not necessarily an instant loss, but it would be a really hard victory. So we're just baiting them out.
Got a
That's
few.
alright. If they come in, we'll strafe them down.
Yeah, just look like you're buying tickets to South Isley or something. I'm actually buying a ticket to South Isley in case things really go south some kind of way. All right, everyone in the front of the cantina. It looks like they're trying to push us in. Yo, front of the cantina, everybody. Front of the cantina. Front of the cantina. Front of the cantina. They're trying
Get
to.
your ticket and then move up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They look like they want to fight. They're like learning. They're like, oh shit, they might actually leave.
They might actually leave. Wow.
Another tactic is not saying that they were doing this at this moment, but another tactic is you can send like a Jedi here. I've got Dusk Falls targeted in this video, and he's on FR2 or FR3. I'm not sure, whatever which, doesn't matter. Point is, he's super fast. He's Sonic the Hedgehog, and he can just hit one player, and that person will be stuck in combat and can't leave. And I would be a huge jerk, just be like, oh, this person's in combat, just leave him to die. I mean, that is potential, but if I do that, then I've taken a death, and I feel like ultimately I would have lost that one necessarily. Just have taken a death and peaced out. Although I don't really know if I would have counted that, but Dust Fallout here. Is this DPS Jedi or Jedi Healer? What is this guy? Okay.
I'm scared. He's
All right,
scared.
push up to these houses. There's not they're all spread out. We can maybe make a pick. I'm not sure. We'll see.
It isn't like their whole group is up here. Only some of them.
They're just gonna run away. They're not gonna fight.
That's probably true. Tectago is just sitting there.
They like this open ground, that's why they're pushing.
No, they're trying to pull back to the base. It's all right.
Okay.
I say we still go. I say we still try to leave. If the
Yeah, I
shuttle
say we
gets
get
here,
out, dude. They're gonna have resist buffs, and we're not. This is not a smart move.
All right, let's pull back. Let's pull back.
they're just trying to keep us here. Is what they're doing. How long is in the shuttle? If not, we'll drive somewhere.
20 seconds, boys.
20 seconds.
All right.
Everybody,
Get
peace.
that
We're ready to go.
Now it seems like a lot of the Imperial side is really in tune with each other, and they really are on the same page, which is good. But sometimes people are not on the same page, and when people are not on the same page, or if you have a shot caller and they're making decisions that you don't like, just follow it. I mean, if you don't follow it, then you make the team weaker, despite what the call is. Good or bad, follow the call. That's what you got to do. Unless there's very little situations where someone is 2 or 3 hits from dying, and in those situations, I've seen people not peel off that one person. It'll be a lone person just chasing down another lone person. But for the most part, things like this, you got to listen to the shot caller, and people will make their arguments for what they should do. It's good to listen to your team, good to listen to what they're wanting, and not just be a total tyrant about it. They're all on the same page, so I don't mind leaving at this point or staying and fighting. I was even okay with fighting for the bases, but it didn't seem like the majority of them wanted to, so I was like, okay, that's fine. It would have been a really hard victory. It would have been a big loss, probably, if we had fought at those bases. But I haven't PvP'd in forever, so I was just wanting to PvP and kill people, to be honest with you guys.
Are we going back to Eagle Dust?
Just go back to Eagle Dust and just rearm.
They're coming. Someone's coming.
I'm just gonna keep doing this.
Coming. He's
They're
gonna
trying
try
to
to
stop
Jedi
it.
are
push
gonna
out.
lock
Yeah.
us in combat.
Oh, it's
Codename's
coming.
locked in.
Giggle
Okay.
dust.
You're
Giggle
all
dust.
pushing.
Giggle dust. Giggle dust.
We have Jedi.
Eagle
Don't
does.
port out. We have people locked out. No. Don't port out. Yeah. So this is what I was talking about earlier. They can have like one person run up and just pick a straggler to just keep in combat and kill. And you can see they're all like swooping in here to kill our one guy. His name being Codename. So
Don't port out. We have people
Don't port
locked
out.
out by
Make the
Jedi.
call
Do
not to.
Do not leave. Do not leave.
not to leave.
They're pushing us
They
now.
come?
They're actually
they're
pushing
just
us. Front of the
trying to keep
cantina.
us
Front of the
here.
cantina. Front of the
All they're
cantina.
doing
Please.
is keeping us here.
Comms quiet, please.
Sometimes you do have to say that comms need to be quiet because too many people are talking. And when too many people are talking, it's like too many chefs in the kitchen, too many orders are being given. Our group wasn't being particularly pressured hard at this point, so I just said, quiet, please. And everyone chilled out. It was cool. It was good. It's a good group of dudes. But, if you have a group, they need to understand that, comms need to be quiet so the shot callers can shot call.
Yep.
Whoa, where'd that damage come from?
Yeah, I felt that.
Now, you'll notice I just took 813 damage for like no reason. And I was like, what the hell's the problem here? And if you look at my feet, there's a suspicious lack of like any armor pants or armor boots. So this was a big L on my part. I am so glad I did not die in this fight because I could have died to action. That's been a meme around these parts lately. If you're inside the PvP community here, you would understand what that means. And someone else died to action recently, and it was not a good thing, right? So I could have died to action, but thankfully I did not actually. No one actually died in this fight, but thank God it wasn't me because I would have felt like the biggest retard ever.
What was that?
I'm thinking like, wow, they just have like a legendary or something on that side because I just took a bunch of damage. Wow. Like that was my thought at the time. It didn't tick with me that I just had lost, I just wasn't wearing armor. But it's all right.
I'm already running back.
Just strafe. Catch who you can and strafe.
Tossed it out on data.
Codename's kind of getting messed up a little bit. Zarama. Get Zarama. Zarama.
Data is
Dedla?
dead.
Is he dead?
Oh, he got a heal.
Zarama
I'm
next.
on Zarama.
Zarama next.
Zarame.
Zarama. They're getting strafe, buds.
Easy strafe target, Zarama. Easy strafe target.
Or you can headshot him, one of the two.
He is out here by himself.
He's about to die.
Yeah, Dita's to the left and picked.
So here, people have been calling for Dita or D-E-I-D-A. I don't know if you're watching this video. I'm sorry, dude. I don't want to butcher your name. People were calling Dita. I didn't get to see where his mind pool or health pool was at and, how low he was. But it is a good time to switch here because, as you can see, the red dot here, that's Dita. The other group over here is, that's the rest of the rebels. So he's super split from his group, and that was not good positioning on his part. I don't know how he ended up over here, but that was an opportunity for us to try and get a kill. Dustfall's over here. He is a Jedi healer, and so he's running to Dita's side. I should have maybe played this a little bit differently. I'm not sure. I should have maybe said, hey, let's just turn on Duskfalls and strafe Duskfalls because Jedi healers are typically pretty squishy. But I kept saying Dita because the other thing is there's another strategy here. If you focus one particular guy and you're hitting him pretty hard, you can run out the force of the healers. And essentially what you've done there is you either make the healer useless because now they have no force and they can't kill anybody, or they can't heal anybody. So essentially you've taken someone out of the fight without killing them. Or you do this, you keep doing that, and you get a kill, and you've taken two people out of the fight. But we didn't get a kill here, and I'm not sure lowering Duskfall's force bar was that efficient. But I think I did make the right call, but I don't know. We might have been able to make a pick here on Duskfalls, and I'm not too sure if I had played it differently, if it would have worked out. But either way, calling Dita was a good choice.
The whole group.
Delta.
Oh, it's frozen some way.
He is out here by himself.
He's about to die.
Yeah, Dita's to the left and picked.
split from the whole group.
Delta. Dita. Yeah, get on
You just
Dita.
gotta heal. It's too late. You just gotta heal, I think.
Yeah, no.
He's way above himself.
Guys, come to the left. Come to the left. Dita.
You guys that are close to them in the melee, get out of there.
Yeah,
Who's back
get
there?
away from their group. Come with us.
Akani, Chupa, get out of there.
Friend.
We're gonna come strafe them for you if they follow you.
We're gonna burn this Jedi's
Wait.
force. Just strafe this
This
guy.
might be a trap. This might be a trap
might
out
be.
here from the straight looks bad.
So strafe is a good option here because the Jedi are staying in the range of Dita to be strafed, and strafe is a cone AoE, so they'll get hit as well, and that'll make them have to heal themselves, or even you can sometimes kill Jedi if they don't have like force armor up or something. They'll just straight up die to a strafe wall.
They're gonna cut us off out here in the open field.
It'll be all right. Zarama, switch to Zarama, pull back, switch to Zarama, switch to Zarama.
Okay, DAR.
Zarama. I'm having Zarama targeted because that is a combat medic and he does tend to get in, and I'm not sure if I would say he's overextending necessarily, but he does get into the midst of our group, and I want him to, when he tosses a poison or a disease, that is time he can't use healing himself, so he's going to depend on other people to heal him, and he's getting right into the middle of the group, and we're still strafing, so we're still hitting other targets as well. I just thought switching to Zarama was a good idea. Who's in the middle of a... Zarama, pull back, switch to Zarama, switch to Zarama.
Okay, DAR.
Zarama. Who's in the middle of us? Pull back. Actually, can we turn on this Jedi, Kenshin?
He's out.
And as soon as I said that, force run, he's out of there. He's out.
He's at part 3.
I'm
Tectago's
back.
standing still.
I can hear again.
Tectago is standing still.
Codename, watch your dots. I just saw you tick for 1K.
All right, pull back. They're going to the base again. Pull back. On chat bubbles.
Let's just swoop up, drive to Serenity.
Yeah, we should have gotten out of here. They're just
pull
gonna
back.
keep
We have some
hugging the
fencers
base.
behind. Hold on, don't let our fencers die. Don't
Yeah,
swoop up
no.
yet. Just pull back.
Nobody-
Just pull
nobody-
back.
Put your bikes away.
We're not
We'll
leaving
pull them
until
all
We're
out
not
together.
leaving until we can safely leave altogether.
Get on the
While we're pulling
Tasha and
back,
spawn
yeah,
up.
Nashta. While we're
Nash
doing
is
this.
out front. Nash just fell down.
Oh, and that is big damage. He was approaching our group. I called Nashta, and Nashta just starts taking massive DPS. This is the problem with the open field for melee, is that it is for them to get shredded completely. Where you fight really matters. Terrain matters, whether you have to go uphill or there's a lot of houses around or line of sight. Terrain is actually a really big deal in SWG. It's actually surprising now that I think about it. Maybe I'll make a whole video about like types of terrain, but because this is an open field between two clusters of houses, we are able to essentially kite any melee that would run at us. Oh, strafe
NAS.
Strafe Nashta.
NAS.
Keep strafing. Keep the strafe pressure up. It's going to burn their Jedi. They're all going to get strafed if they keep getting near him. Push on him. He's equilibriumed.
Up your rifle.
Keep strafing.
I'm strafing
Keep strafing. They're taking damage, boys. Okay, so Nashta makes a really good call here. He runs towards Cadmos' direction. You can see that he's going right. The rest of the group is going left. We have Nashta targeted and we're strafing. And because we're strafing, we're pressuring the entire rebel group. Not just Nashta, but the entire rebel group. You can see bars over here. I mean, this guy's like half mine. For what reason? He's getting strafed. Maybe he's got some poisons on him. I'm not exactly sure. But we're literally pressuring their entire group. And that's dangerous, a very dangerous situation for them to be in. That's where people get knocked down and that's where people die at. So Nashta peels off to the right because since we're all focusing him, our strafes no longer hit the rest of his group. So he made a really good decision. That was a very smart play. I was actually very impressed at the time when he did it. And I remember thinking that, and I was like, man, this guy's 150 IQ. Smart guy. But also another thing to point out is some of you newer players might be asking, how does Nasha know that he's the target? How would he know to peel off from the rest of his group? And the answer is when you have someone targeted, like for example, I have Nasha targeted, you'll see their handbars, right? Well, you will see the handbars of people who are targeting you. So when Nasha probably looks back at my group, he probably sees like a ton of handbars. He's like, oh, shit, this is not a good situation for me to be in. So he knows that we're targeting him. That's how you know when you're being targeted, is you got to look at these handbars and see how many people are targeting you. For right now, I don't know if Nasha has me targeted because I have him targeted, but I do know that there's 2 people. I can't exactly see which names there are over here, but I know there's 2 people targeting me. So that's how you know you're the primary target. And sometimes when you are the primary target, it's good to call it out, and it's good to be aware of, because if the enemy group's whole tactic is to AoE you guys down, if you take away their AoE target, then they're not spamming AoEs and they have to make a call for another one and they have to switch. And that takes time and that lowers DPS. So that's always something to be mindful of. It's a little trick, and SVG is a weird game, but it is a good trick, and definitely well utilized very well here. I really was impressed with this.
Nasha. He walked away from the main group so the main group doesn't die. All right, pull back. They're not having a good time. They do not like that. Pull back. They're going to run straight to bases because they can't handle the DPS we're dishing out here.
Peace out.
So you always got to be disciplined in your decision making here, and if you've decided you're not going to go on bases, you're just not going to go on bases, and that's what we decided here. They ran towards the bases. That was a safe zone for them. Maybe at that point, if we had kept following them, we could have maybe gotten a kill. Maybe it's a big maybe. Maybe we'd have pressured them enough. I'm not sure, but regardless, if they had reached those bases, they would have been able to get inside and recoup their loss, like ham or force or whatever, while we have to take out turrets. Also, it's a good thing I didn't go into those, because I'm pretty sure with me not wearing any composite armor boots, if those turrets hit me for action, I would have probably gotten one shot. So it's a good thing I didn't call for us to go straight into bases, which could have potentially been a loss for us or just straight up suicide.
Peace out. Yeah, peace out.
Yeah, everyone see if you can peace, and we're gonna leave together.
Stenier, peace out. Rami, peace out.
Full mount right.
Weiss, peace.
Yeah, let's drive all the way to Serenity if I want to do this.
Yeah, quickly. None of you should be in combat. Just quickly pull a vehicle and let's dip. That Jedi's on force run. He cannot blow your vehicle unless it's super low. All right, let's go Serenity.
But if he does, we'll turn on. Let's just.
I was calling out a Jedi. I don't know if you guys can see the red dot here, but I was calling out a Jedi. There was a Jedi. He was on force run, and it looked like they were going to try to do the thing where they pick off the stragglers again, but we were actually not using the shuttle port, so it wasn't going to be as effective. And force run lowers your damage by like 99% or something dumb like that. So
yeah, everyone get him far from his group.
Everyone mounted up. I think I see everyone mounted up.
I think everyone looks like they're on a mount. Yeah.
Yeah, we got this
Drive
FR3
just
Jedi
straight
chasing
north,
them.
guys. Drive straight north.
They're actually following their own mount.
Try to cut us off at Serenity, but that's fun.
If they want to follow and get away from their bases, that's fine by
They're
me.
gonna die, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, if we have a big enough runway, they're gonna die.
Rummy.
Yes.
Answer's bitching at the moment.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
It's like, I said, I can't really hit you with this group. I said, do you like it? He said, I do like it that you have a very nice group. I will have to yell at people now. Which is
there's always jokes going on between like shot callers and leaders of the different sides, so it's not a big deal. And is a good dude, and there's a lot of good rebels over there, so it wasn't a big deal. From here, we didn't actually have any fights, and I think that'll wrap up the video. But yeah, I hope you found this video helpful. I was thinking about editing it afterwards, but actually I'm rather happy with it raw. I really enjoyed I think I did a good job with my commentary today. I'm hoping that you guys learned something from it. You guys kind of understood it. I think that videos like this help people improve on both sides, and I look forward to making more. I also think that breaking it down like this will help me develop new ideas and potentially evolve either shock calling or the meta. For example, like I said earlier today, the chat bubbles thing, that was totally new. I've never seen anyone make that decision in game. I picked it up from a different game, so it was really cool. A good idea, I think, and helps keep the group organized, and anything to help to keep the group organized and together is a good thing. So anyways, I hope you guys are having a great day, great night, great week, great year, and I'll catch y'all later.